Hi everybody, welcome to our video on how to program your Fleck 5600 SXT air injection control valve. So, the first step in getting into the master programming is setting the program time of day to a specific time of day, and that would be 12:01 p.m. So it needs to be 12:01 p.m. exactly on your screen to get into the master programming. To start changing the time of day, you're going to hold either the up or the down arrow button and the time will start moving in that direction. As you can see, my time here is 12:22 p.m., so I need to go down to get to 12:01 p.m. So I'm going to hold the down arrow button until I see 12:01 p.m. on my screen. It is worth noting to make sure you see that p.m. in the top right-hand corner. If it is a.m., it doesn't say anything up there. As you can see here, I'm in the a.m., so there's nothing up there. So just make sure when you get to 12:01, you see that p.m. in the top right. So once you see TD 12:01 p.m. on your screen, that's perfect. Tap the cycle button to lock that in. Then immediately hold the up and the down arrow buttons together at the same time and keep holding those two buttons down. After a couple of seconds, you should see DFGAL. Once you see that, you can let these two buttons go as we are now in the master programming. So let's advance to the next setting by tapping the cycle button. You should see VTDF1 lowercase b. If you see that, perfect. Advance to the next setting by tapping the cycle button. You should see CTTC. Advance to the next setting by tapping the cycle button. You should see NT with 3 dashes and a number 1. Advance to the next setting by tapping the cycle button. For this DO setting, the day override, we need this to be set to 1. By default, it comes set to 3, so use the down arrow button to move this down to 1. Once you see DO1 on your screen, advance to the next setting by tapping the cycle button. You should see RT 2 o'clock. Now this is the regeneration time of the unit. You could set this to whatever you'd like. Ideally at a time where no one is using water in the home, as you still can use water while the system's regenerating. It just won't be treated water. So ideally you want to set this in early morning hours or some time where no one's using water in the home. That way no untreated water is being used. It is also worth noting that you will want to offset this time if you have a softener. So our water softeners come by default to regenerate at 2 o'clock in the morning also. If you have a water softener that's regenerating at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're going to want to make sure that the air injection system is offset by 2 hours. So I would have it regenerate at 4 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock, to offset that. Again, offset by 2 hours if you have a water softener. But for most people, you could just leave it at 2 o'clock. That will be perfectly fine. You can just advance to the next setting by tapping the cycle button. For this BW setting, we need this to be set to 15. By default, it comes set at 10, so use the up arrow to get it to 15. Once you see BW 15, perfect. Advance to the next setting by tapping the cycle button. We want to see BD 40. Perfect. Advance to the next setting. Now this RR setting comes default set off. We actually want to move this up with the up arrow until it says 1. Once you see RR 1 on your screen, advance to the next setting by tapping the cycle button. And this BF setting, we actually do not need this setting. Air injection systems do not have a brine tank, so we do not need a brine fill. We will turn this off. So you will go past 0, again, scrolling down past 0, the next one should say off. So once you see BF off, perfect, tap the cycle button. And as you can see, we are back on the time of day screen, the little water faucet. If you ever see that your water faucet is blinking, that is no big deal. That just means that the system is going to regenerate at the next programmed regeneration time. And you might also see this other number, which you saw was a 0. That is going to be the number of days before the system regenerates. So with an air injection system, it's either going to be a 1 or a 0 at all times. So now we have completely programmed the unit. All we have to do now is set the time of day back to your correct time of day. My correct time of day here is 12:30 p.m., so I'm just going to move this up to 12:30. Once you get the time of day set, and again, to move the time, to get the time to start moving, you just hold either the up or the down arrow buttons and the time will start moving in that direction. But again, my time is 12:30. Once you have this set correctly, tap the cycle button to lock in your selection, and you are all done. This has been how to program your Fleck 5600 SXT digital air injection control valve. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.